Hold up, what's my name?
More money, more cash, more money, more cash, more money, more cash.
So previously in our Madden career, we had an epic game against the New York Giants, and it actually went down to the end. We had to come back from 10 points down, and as you guys see on this drive right here, we ended up with a much needed touchdown. And this is in the fourth quarter. We get our second score, as you guys see me running it in right now. And then Tavon Austin with the game-winning touchdown, which was much needed. He had a crazy spin move and broke a couple tackles, and that was clutch in the last 30 seconds of the game. So week 8, we are facing off against the Philadelphia Eagles, and one thing we really haven't focused on that much this season, at least on the offensive end, is running the ball. So that's what we decided to do early on in this game. Todd Gurley did have a good start. He ran for a good amount of yards early in the first quarter, but then the defense just started to change their scheme around, which really caused them to struggle. So now 2nd and 11, we're going to switch it up here, go with the passing play. Of course, the defense is expecting to run. We ran it multiple times on this drive. And as you guys see, with a successful first pass there, right now 2 for 2 with 34 yards. So definitely having a good and efficient start to this game. And as you guys see, I'm going to scramble and get the first down. Whenever I see the pocket is breaking down, I like to go ahead and use my feet, use my speed as well to get to where I need to be. Now 2nd and goal, we're going to go with another passing play. And I look to my left, and there is an opening, and we get a touchdown, the first score of the game. What a play. On the new drive, as you guys see, Philadelphia did end up getting a score and as well as a field goal. So we're trying to crank this up and take the lead with the touchdown or tied up with the field goal, and there's a flag on the play. So it's a face mask call, so we get an extra 10 yards on top of that one. That's definitely a good boost for us to continue this drive. And now look to the right, but our wide receiver was in double coverage. That was a terrible mistake I made right there. And Malcolm Jenkins is running it back, but he gets tackled. That could have almost been a pick six. That was not a good decision made right there. Now, as you guys see, Philadelphia ended up scoring. It's 27-7. We are getting blown out right now. And as you guys see, man, we are also taking a lot of hits as a quarterback. Our offensive line has really not held it down. Really this whole entire season, but mainly in this game. And we've been suffering a lot from it, obviously. Our offense only scoring 7 points. And of course, if our offense isn't scoring, it really makes it even tougher for our defense to stay in this game. So now 1st and 10, we're finally in the red zone, and I throw another pick in this game. Talk about a sophomore slump. This has been one of my worst games this season. Now we fast forward to the fourth quarter. Our defense did end up getting a stop, but we get sacked again. We've been getting sacked so many times this game, at least 4 times. And there you go, on the 4th down, we get cracked once again. Their defensive line has been getting to me nonstop. And I really don't know if I should blame this on the offensive line or maybe it's me taking too much time in the pocket. I feel like I'm not really taking as much time. I usually can scramble out of the pocket, so I usually get passes off really quick. But this game, as you guys see, I definitely struggled as far as making decisions, at least fast enough. The offensive line has not really done as much as they could and has not really given me enough time in the pocket. But as you guys see right there, I do scramble in for the touchdown, and it is a little too late. So we do take that loss against the Philadelphia Eagles. Hopefully we could bounce back next week. But this was a terrible performance, not only by the offensive line, but for myself as well. And now looking at the Eagles defense, they had a combined 7 sacks, and Fletcher Cox had 3.5 by himself. So I really don't know where the blame goes. This really comes down to you guys' decision. I had to go back and check my offensive linemen, just check out their stats, and it really made me realize that our offensive line is not that good at all, man. We have a really inexperienced offensive line, and that's definitely the big reason why I've been taking so many hits in the past few games. Now, hopefully we could turn this thing around. It's obviously a very important part of the season, especially when we play against the Packers in the next game. Now, the Packers did get an early start to this game. It's 7-0, and for me, from a quarterback standpoint, I'm just hoping our offensive line can hold it down, and just as I say that, we get sacked. I was in the pocket no more than 3 seconds before I got hit, and that is very hard for a quarterback to play, knowing that he can't rely on his offensive lineman to protect him. And as you guys see right there, we get a good play on the screen. Todd Gurley gets a big gain, but now it is 2nd and 13. I'm going to scramble to the right side, and I'm going to use my feet. I'm not going to allow myself to keep getting sacked and keep getting beat down by the other team's defensive line. So now 1st and 10. We do have a little bit of time, and I make a play, but not the right one, and we throw another interception. This season so far, it is most definitely a sophomore slump. If I ever seen one, we've been having countless, misread plays, and as you guys see right here, another penalty. Hopefully, it's not one on our offensive line, but you guys guessed it, another holding play. That's another thing about this offensive line. Not only have they been giving up sacks, but there's been countless plays where we would get a gain and they would get a holding penalty, which obviously, if you guys know football, that is not going to help our offense at all. If you get a holding call, it brings you back 10 yards and it negates everything that happened in that play. And now the game's really at the end right here. It's 21-7 now with that touchdown, but it comes a little too late once again. And that's another loss. That's our 2nd loss. And you got to understand, our whole entire team is frustrated. Not only our offense, which couldn't rack up more than 21 points in the past 2 games, but our defense as well, allowing the opponents to score well past 20 points in the past 2 games on average. Now, in this game, it was the same exact situation. Instead of giving up 7 sacks, we give up 4, which, if you guys know, that is still a lot of hits for the quarterback to be taking. So now we're on week 10. It is crunch time. It's time to turn this up, turn this thing around if we want to make it into the playoffs. And facing off against a 4-4 Seattle team, hopefully this could be our bounce back game. So now against Seattle, and yes, we start way back. This time we're down 10-0. And it's definitely frustrating from the offensive standpoint, but it's also frustrating from the defensive standpoint, us just giving up so many points. Now, we are on a good drive so far, and we make a play to our tight end for a 1st down. We had to settle with a field goal with 10 seconds remaining. So now in the 3rd quarter, it's still 10-3, and there's another flag on the play. Even though my wide receiver gets a huge gain, I hope it's not another holding penalty, or that play really won't mean anything at all. And another holding call. It's getting really frustrating. Our offensive line, I don't know if it's inexperience or if it's just flat out skill that they're lacking, but it really hurts us a lot. And then look at that, Richard Sherman off the deflection gets the interception. I'm getting so mad, I want to get a tackle right now. And that's just the way it's been going for us these past 3 games. But now, as you guys see, Seattle did score once again, 17-3. 1 minute and 11 seconds. We're really just worried about getting a score. We just want to get down here, get a score, maybe build our confidence for the next game. And with a little bit of time in the pocket, I get cracked once again, and you guys can see the frustration in my face. The way this has been going the last 3 games, I don't know how much more beating I could take as a quarterback. We go in no huddle. It's 2nd and 16. What plays can we make right here? And that is a 1st down. With 35 seconds left, we just want to get a score. And with 3rd and 10, a flag called again, and we get sacked once again. This is starting to get really, really old. This offensive line, some changes have to be made. And that's another holding penalty. And they declined it because we get sacked. So that play really didn't make a difference as far as the call was called. And And right now, you guys see, 4th and 5, we blew it. We blew our chance to score, and that's another loss in the books. 3 straight games, and maybe in my bye week, I shouldn't have gone out partying. Maybe I shouldn't have gone out to the beach. Maybe I should have been training. Maybe that's what I should have been doing. But this is definitely a sophomore slump, and I feel bad because I'm letting down this team. I'm letting down the city, and hopefully we could turn this around. As you guys see, in the NFC West, we are second, even though we've been playing really bad. As you guys see, Cardinals are 6-2, and they have the number 1 rank as far as the NFC West goes, and we come in second with a 4-5 record. Now, just looking at the overall stats this season, I have 16 interceptions and 52% completion. But if you guys look at my sacks, I'm 3rd in the league with 28 sacks. Definitely not going to be confident going into a game knowing that I'm probably going to get hit. And as you guys see, my rushing game so far has been really good, especially for a quarterback. I actually had more rushing yards than Todd Gurley, which is kind of sad since he's been struggling as well due to the offensive line. But now we're going to be heading into week 11 in the next episode. So if you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure you guys give this a thumbs up. And if you need to get caught up with this series, the link will be at the end of this where you guys can get caught up with the series. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next episode.
Look, I got $1 million schemes and $1 billion flows, $1 million schemes and $1 billion. I got $1 million schemes and $1 billion flows. I put my heart in this work, cause that's just all that I know. Look.